what you want.
That's all I can do is just... Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Daniel is in the house on today. And on today, I am going to be talking about probably one of the best movies to ever start off a year. And that is M3GAN. Now, I did 2 reaction videos to this movie, and I said that I was going to watch it, and I said that I was going to do a review to it. And this is the review. And mind you, this is a heavy spoilers review. So if you have not watched the movie and you plan on watching it, please do not watch this video. Or if you haven't watched the movie and you like spoilers, you know what I'm saying? Or if you have watched the movie, then you're more than welcome to watch this video. But if you don't want to get spoiled, please go ahead and leave right now. All right, so now that they done left, I'm going to be talking to you. So, M3GAN, the stallion. M3GAN is just... I love M3GAN. So I'm gonna just start off from the beginning. So in the beginning of the movie, okay, and if y'all see me reach up, my ring light is taped to my tripod because it's a ghetto setup, but don't worry about it. So M3GAN, I love M3GAN. Like, M3GAN just brought so much joy to my heart. The way how she was just killing these Negroes. Like, yes, M3GAN, you better kill these Negroes. In the beginning, the little girl, okay, Katie, as you all know, she lost her parents. And I think they said to a snowplow when they was going on a skiing trip or something like that. A snowplow, and that was sad. I mean, it wasn't like, they didn't like go into it like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, the funeral and that. They just was like, oh, they died. I'm like, okay. Her aunt was now going to be her caretaker, her guardian. So her aunt took her in, and her aunt being I don't want to say single, that sounds harsh, but her aunt being like, truthfully, the single, not having a child person she is, and she's always caring about her work. Of course, she don't know how to take care of a child. So she was trying. She was like, oh, these toys are not, these toys are, to be put here. They're not to be played with. And I understand that because I have toys over there on the shelf that I haven't opened. And my mom was like, no, don't play with them toys. Them toys can be sold in the later future if you have them for a long time. So basically, she was like, you know what? I'm going to build you a toy. And this toy is not only going to be a toy that you can play with, but it's going to be a toy that is going to take away the parent job from me and put it on the toy, so I won't have to worry about your little behind. So then she built M3GAN. And M3GAN is like, M3GAN, if you didn't know she was a killer dog, you would think M3GAN is just the sweetest little sweetheart, like the little sweetest sweetheart. I mean, the way how she says, hi, Katie. And she be like, you wanna play? Like, that's insane. Like, oh my gosh. M3GAN is just so sweet. And after all of this sweetness, the M3GAN, I think Katie had lost a bow or something. Not a bow, an arrow to the bow. It had went on the other side of the fence, and M3GAN went to go get it, and the dog ended up biting M3GAN. And then later on, M3GAN killed the dog. And then the owner started blaming Emma or Gemma. Is it Gemma or Emma? The aunt. Her name is Gemma. Yeah, Gemma. I think it's Gemma. I don't think it's Emma. I think it's Gemma. The neighbor started blaming Gemma for the dog's disappearance, but then it was all actually M3GAN. Then M3GAN got mad at the owner and she killed the owner. Then they went to this park with children, and then M3GAN chased the child like the dog and done killed the child. Well, she ain't really... Technically, she didn't kill the boy. The boy just happened to fall and stumble in front of a car. That ain't M3GAN's fault. Now, that's not... I mean, she was chasing him, but that's not her fault. I mean, how you gonna be running through the forest and trip and fall in the road and get hit by a car? That's your fault that you died. Nobody else's fault but your own. You should have been looking where you was running. Should have been looking where you was running. So the boy fell and tripped and got hit by the car. Then after that, Gemma started suspecting that M3GAN, you know what I'm saying, was killing everybody around the neighborhood and stuff. And then after that, M3GAN started suspecting that Gemma knew that she was killing everybody. And then after that, M3GAN and Gemma started, you know, having a little tension between each other about who gonna be the actual parent of who can actually take better care of Katie. And after that, M3GAN just went crazy. I mean, she didn't really go. The reason why she went crazy is because Gemma hit her with that glass of water. And then she started going crazy and started glitching. And then after that, Katie killed her. And then M3GAN reappeared back in the robot. Like, almost like the Google Home. You know how you have Google Home? That's what the robot reminded me of, Google Home. Now, I'm gonna just tell y'all something. Now, this is my opinion, okay? I'm gonna rate this movie, and then I'm gonna tell y'all why I rate this movie, what I rated it. I don't want none of y'all politically correct people in my comment section talking about, oh, this movie didn't have enough gore, this movie didn't have enough, this movie should have, shut your hand up, okay? This is my opinion. This is my opinion, okay? It's my opinion. It may seem like a stretch, but this is my opinion, okay? This is my opinion. I rate this movie, honestly, I will rate this movie a 10 out of 10. Yeah, I said it, a 10 out of 10. What you gonna do? What are you going to do? A 10 out of 10. And yeah, I got another pack of these. A 10 out of 10. And listen to me, Linda, listen. Listen why I rate this 10 out of 10. First of all, this movie, a lot of people would be like, oh, this movie is supposed to be a horror movie. And it has comedy in it. This movie is meant to be a comedic horror movie. It's not supposed to be just a straightforward horror movie. That's number one. Number two, I believe this movie was such a great movie to start off 2023. And I don't know why, but I've been having this feeling like, I think it's because I've been going to church and I've been praying and stuff. This year is going to be a good year. I don't know why, but the Lord laid that in my spirit. Now, if something happened in this year, another breakout or another, God forbid, pandemic happens, don't come back to this video and being like, Daniel, now didn't you say this year was going to be, listen, I said I had a feeling. I ain't say it was actual. I ain't say the Lord came down and spoke in my ear and said this year was going to be a good year. I said I had a feeling, well, I have a feeling that this year is going to be a good year. Don't mark my words, but that's what I feel. And I believe that this movie was such a good movie to start off this year because it just made me so happy. Like, watching this movie just made me so happy. Like M3GAN to me is the perfect dog killer. Like, she's not too not noticeable or moving, and she's not too, I don't know how to describe, like, she's a mixture of Annabelle and Chucky to me, in a way. She's more of a Chucky, but she can also resemble Annabelle because how do I describe it? Like, she's not as humanly resembling as Chucky is, if y'all get what I'm saying. Like, she's not as, she doesn't, how can I describe, like, she is not as humanly as Chucky is, but she's not as stiff as Annabelle. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, she's in between to me at least. I mean, I get that she's moves and she's active, but she's not like as like active as like Chuck. She is, but she's not as like movable as Chucky, but then she's not as stiff as Annabelle. And her character to me is a mixture of Annabelle and Chucky. To me, Chucky is more of like a funny, just drunk redneck character, and Annabelle is just a demonic, non-talking, stiff, weird character. And to me, M3GAN is perfectly in the middle of that. She has her moments where she can be horror like Annabelle, and she has her moments where she could just be like a brat and just drunk like Chucky. And I love that. And I hope and pray that this movie of M3GAN starts a whole new series of M3GANs, and M3GAN just go, M3GAN Thee Stallion just go everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I just hope that this just take off and it be a new series like Annabelle and Chucky and Jeepers Creepers. They did Jeepers Creepers wrong in that new movie. I don't know what in the hell that new movie was. How y'all gonna do shit? I know this is a video about M3GAN, but let me just rant really quickly. How y'all gonna do that to Jeepers Creepers? Jeepers Creepers Reborn, this new movie. First of all, the third movie, I thought the third movie was gonna be the worst. I didn't think they could get any worse from the third movie. Apparently so they can. What in the heck? You know, let me stop cussing on here, but what is that? Like, what is this fourth movie, Jeepers Creepers? What? That ain't even Jeepers Creepers. That look like a hobo off the street. Let me hush, because that's, I'm gonna offend somebody. And I ain't... But I just love M3GAN. And let me just tell you, before I end this video, I just want to tell y'all some of the parts that I found funny and the parts that I found scary. There was a part where, first of all, why they got M3GAN singing Titanium? Why they got why they got her singing Titanium in this movie? And then the two parts that scared me, like the two parts, it didn't really scare me, but I just found creepy. The first part was when she was chasing the boy through the forest. And in the trailer, it doesn't show it, but in the movie, it does. When M3GAN was like, okay, she had pulled his ear off. She had stood up like this. And she threw his ear to the side and was like, I think this is the part where you should, she like took the head and she was like, this is the part where you run away.
This is the part where you run.
And when he started running, they showed M3GAN, and she started to like, I don't know what she did. It was just so creepy. She just like, she like bent down and walked sideways. Like from a distance, you saw it. She just like bent down and walked sideways. And I'm like, oh, if I ever see a little girl doing that and I'm running from her, oh, that would scare me and I would drop dead right there. Like the way how she just like before she started chasing him on all fours, when she got down on all fours, she like walked sideways on all fours. It was just creepy. And then on top of that, when she actually started running on all fours, it made it creepier because they didn't have any music when she was running. Like they probably, did they have music? I can't remember because it was like a week ago when I watched it. But from what I remember, either they had music and it was just very low, or they didn't have any music at all when she was chasing him on all fours for like a split couple of seconds. It was the fact that you didn't hear any music when she was chasing him, but you heard her mechanics. And the way how her mechanics sounded when she was, it was like, dum 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 dum. I was like, oh my God, if I ever hear that chasing me, oh, I would just die right there. Oh, I would just die right there. Like the way how you just heard the mechanics when she was running off, it was like, dum dum, and it was a deep sound, like dum dum. Oh, that was creepy. Y'all probably gonna think I'm overreacting. I'm being serious. I'm a scaredy cat. I'm for real. Like these parts really creep me out. And then the second part that creeped me out, and this is where I think this is where the Annabelle and M3GAN came out. Because the whole movie, all we saw was just Chucky. Just straight up Chucky. But this part is where I think her sister Annabelle came up out of her. The spirit came in M3GAN, and M3GAN just started acting like her sister Annabelle. When Gemma hit M3GAN, it was like towards the end of the movie, Gemma hit M3GAN with the glass of water, and it made M3GAN starting to glitch. And the way how M3GAN just turned like this, and she just started glitching down the hallway. I'm like, oh, that's a demon right there. I rebuke you and I bind you in the name of Jesus. The way how she was just like walking down the hallway, it reminded me of like the girl from The Ring mixed with like Annabelle type of, you know what I'm saying? Like she just started glitching. I'm like, oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. That was scary. And on top of that, when it's like, and on top of that, it's like the way how she was just moving, it was just like she was like glitching down. I'm like, oh, and on top of that, the lights was flickering in the house, and but that was just creepy to me. But for the most part, this movie was such an excellent movie, and I loved it. Y'all can say what y'all want about this movie, but this movie has a stellar 95% Rotten Tomato thing. And I never knew that Rotten Tomatoes was actually a good thing. I thought Rotten Tomatoes meant like people like didn't like the movie. I thought, like, you know how you throw you know how you see them shows where people be performing on stage and they throw Rotten Tomatoes at them. That's what I thought Rotten Tomatoes meant. Like this movie was just trash. No, apparently that's good. So this movie has it's been remaining a 95% Rotten Tomato thing for a long time, and that is a stellar in movies. So this movie is amazing. So if y'all haven't seen this, well, actually no, if you haven't seen this movie, you already clicked off this video. What am I saying? I'm dumb. For the most part, this movie was just an excellent movie in my opinion. You can say what you want to. Like I say, it's my opinion. So I can say what I want to about this movie. And one day I will be in a movie. One day. One day. If y'all didn't know, I'm actually an actor. I am an actor, okay? I know how to act. I can act. I know how to act, okay? So if y'all need any actors, I'm here. You know, Universal Pictures, if y'all need any actors, I'm here. James Warren, if you need another horror character played by a ratchet, crazy little boy, you know, I'm right here. Black boy, I'm here. I'm 100% African American. If y'all need, you know, Jordan Peele, you know what I'm saying? If y'all, you know. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and make sure to leave a thumbs up, and make sure to like the video, and do what y'all do in the comment section. All right, I'll see y'all in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye.